The Voigtländer Nokton 25mm and the magic of the 50mm field of view. When I first started filmmaking with the Micro Four Thirds system, the Voigtländer Nokton 25mm f/0.95 lens introduced me to the magic of visual storytelling. It was the first Micro Four Thirds lens I ever purchased for my then GH4, and it remains one of my favourites to this day. With its 50mm full frame equivalent focal length, the Nokton introduced me to a perspective that feels deeply natural and personal. On cameras like the Panasonic BGH1 with its slightly larger than standard Micro Four Thirds sensor, this lens achieves an equivalent focal length of around 45mm, which I've come to appreciate even more for its versatility. The 50mm focal length, or its equivalent, is often referred to as the normal lens. For some, this familiarity makes it boring, too ordinary to stand out, but I couldn't disagree more. The very simplicity of this focal length is what makes it extraordinary. It doesn't distort or exaggerate, allowing the subject to remain grounded while offering an authentic and intimate connection. And the Voigtländer Nokton 25mm for the Micro Four Thirds system takes this to another level. Its fast f/0.95 aperture allows me to create stunning subject isolation with a dreamy cinematic bokeh that transforms even the simplest scenes into something beautiful. Whether shooting a quiet moment in natural light or setting up a talking headshot for YouTube, the 25mm focal length on the Micro Four Thirds system consistently delivers that perfect balance between intimacy and professionalism. This versatility is part of why I'm so attached to this lens. It's perfect for storytelling, whether I'm focusing on the subject's expression, capturing the soft textures of their environment, or blending both in a cohesive, emotive frame. This same 50mm perspective was used entirely to shoot Call Me By Your Name, a film that uses this field of view to stunning effect. Directed by Luca Guadagnino and shot by cinematographer Sayombhu Mukdeeprom, the movie employs a Super 35 format and 35mm lens, which produces a field of view equivalent to a 50mm lens on full frame. Watching the film, I couldn't help but feel immersed in its visual world, one that felt unintrusive yet deeply personal. The cinematography mirrors the intimacy of the main character's relationship, with the normal focal length providing a balance between character and environment. It doesn't overpower with dramatic distortion or compression, but rather it invites the audience to step into the world as though we're a part of it. The 50mm perspective allows us to connect with the character's emotions while maintaining a subtle awareness of their surroundings. This is the power of a normal focal length. It draws us in without calling attention to itself. Using the Nokton 25mm on my Micro Four Thirds camera often reminds me of this same subtle magic. Whether I'm shooting a subject close up or placing them within a wider scene, the 50mm equivalent focal length provides the perfect sense of balance. It's not about showing off, it's about creating connection. Those who dismiss the 50mm field of view as boring overlook its potential. Its neutrality is its strength. It's not flashy, but it's timeless. This perspective doesn't distract the viewer, but instead invites them to focus on what truly matters: the story, the emotion, and the human experience. The Voigtländer Nokton 25mm imparts a profound lesson. Simplicity can be transformative. Whether you're using a lens that gives you this classic perspective, or watching a film that embraces its beauty, you realize that storytelling isn't about the tools you use, but how you use them to connect with your audience. For me, the 50mm perspective is far from boring. It's a canvas for creativity, and it's a perspective that I will continue to return to. Thanks for watching.